Hi guys, I'm John. I'm a physio and nutritionist, but I hold a clinic in Voxpro every second Wednesday of the month. So you have a chance there to bring up any injuries that are bothering you. Just bring them to me and we can get through them. So today is about a video on my top 5 tips for running. So I shouldn't be seeing any of you coming into me with like silly running injuries if you pay attention to these rules. A wise scientist once said that you can reduce your risk of picking up a silly injury by 50% if you engage in a strength and conditioning exercise program. Like my wife and her sister here, digging away. Her sister is behind the camera, and that's not her sister behind her. That's Albin, a Swedish farm worker. He knows how to keep strong. Isn't that right, Albin?
That's right.
So we're going to show you 3 exercises to keep you strong and reduce your risk of injury. So the scientist was so wise he developed time travel and he's transported himself back to Cork in the LifeFit studio, where I'm going to show you the 3 strength exercises that would benefit every runner on the planet. Fact. The first one, if you're new to it, you don't need the weight. You're just going to do a lunge. Lunge looks like this. You lunge out and your knee needs to stay in line with your hip. If it falls inwards, that's the problem. You need to get it out and then push back up. If that's too easy, pick your weight up and repeat. 10 or 12 reps, 3 sets, 3 times a week, 8 weeks, you'll be stronger. Next up is the heel raise, lads. The heel raise is important because it's the calf muscle, and we know that the calves are key. They're the muscle that really gets that propulsion in your run. So find yourself a fence without the barbed wire. One leg, up and down. But just make sure you don't lean on the outside of the foot. Make sure the weight goes through the big toe, second toe and third toe. And have a little bend in the knee as well. Lifting the heel up. And we're going to start you at 12 reps, 2 sets. But you want to get up to about 25 or even 30 reps. 3 sets, twice a week for 8 weeks. And that will really bring the calves up to that level that they need to be at. And you want to know what the third exercise is? The third one is to do the first 2. That's it. Start small and gradually progress. That's the key word, gradual progression. So, for instance, couch to 5k, like that's the perfect example of gradual loading running program. And I believe there's a few of you out there in Voxpro doing this program, so you're going to be bang on if you follow the kind of guidelines. But for anyone else just starting up a running hobby, start small, keep a count of your kilometers every week, you add them up, and then the next week stick to about 10 to 20% extra. Favor the 10% side to start with, and then you can start moving it up towards the 20%. Right, so I'm here beside our treadmill because I want to talk about steps per minute. It's really important, guys, because there's really good science now telling us, the wise scientist is saying that if we're taking much less than 170 steps per minute when we're running, then we are at increased risk of knee pain and, niggling injuries, okay? So this is basically meaning how big are your steps? They shouldn't be too big. So we're going to shorten our steps, shorten the step width, or length should I say, and that will increase the number of steps per minute. You can try counting them, maybe count your steps for 30 seconds, multiply it by 2 to get your steps per minute, or use your smart watch if you have one, and it'll typically tell you your steps per minute. So guys, on to tip number 4, and it's going barefoot, right? There's really now good strong evidence to say if we walk around our house in the evening after work with no shoes on, no socks on, we will reduce our risk of developing plantar fascia problems and other foot issues. So it's to do with the foot getting back in touch with nature, allowing the muscles underneath the foot to do what they're supposed to do, which is to create their own arch and not to have big chunky runners on, which is basically like blindfolding our feet, walking around and our feet are not able to do what they're designed to do. And once you're happy walking around for a couple hours barefoot every day, then you could maybe look into buying something like this. It's these are the minimal shoes where they can roll up into a ball and throw them at your sister or brother. Let's keep it sexually equal. So the point here is that they're allowing our foot to behave normally and interact with the floor as well. So this is the next step, and then if you achieve that, the next step is behind me where we walk the plank. So you can walk around your house all you want, but eventually you need to walk the plank. And this is another level of barefoot exercise, because when we go on the plank, we really need to work the muscles of the foot like our great ape ancestors would have done back in the day. And it's really another level of just those small deep muscles getting a good workout. If you want to get interested in something like this, then you can always come to a workshop here in the LifeFit studio. Final tip then, folks, is check your ankles. If anyone, and it's really common to have an ankle sprain, if you've ever had one, then you need to make sure that your ankle is moving 100%, because a stiff ankle joint will give you knee pain if you start up a running program. So that what we do is we basically put your foot at this maybe about 12 centimeters from the skirting board, and then push the knee over the foot and touch the wall with your knee and keep your heel down. If you basically measure the distance that you can do just before your heel comes up. So if I take my foot further away, we see I can't make the wall, the heel comes up. So for me, that's the point there. Compare it then with your other side, and if there's a difference of more than like 2 or 3 centimeters because of stiffness and because of probably discomfort at the front of your ankle, then this is because of stiff ankle, and that ankle needs to be mobilized by a physio to free it up and then get it going back fully again. So that's it, Voxpronians, my top 5 tips when starting a running program. Now down the road, if you ever get injured, knee pain, ankle pain, stuff like that, just so you know, we run a gait analysis program here behind me using the treadmill, where we get you up and checking to see if there are any issues with your gait pattern, and then we look at your movements behind here in the clinic to see if there are any weaknesses that could be improved. So my contact details are at the end of the video. Go forth and enjoy a fulfilling summer of running.